What if I told you that the street performer who captured millions of hearts with her violin is about to surprise you in ways you never imagined? The girl who started playing music on the sidewalks of Santa Monica has just made some life-changing decisions that nobody saw coming. If you've been following Karolina Protsenko's journey, what I'm about to share with you today will completely change how you see her story. Stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll understand why 2025 is the most important year in her entire career. Picture this: a young girl from Ukraine, barely speaking English, standing on a busy street corner with nothing but a violin and a dream. That was Karolina Protsenko just a few years ago. Today, she's one of the most recognized young musicians in the world, with millions of followers hanging on to every note she plays. But here's what most people don't know about her incredible journey and the shocking changes happening right now in 2025. Let me take you back to where it all started. Karolina wasn't born into a musical family with fancy instruments and expensive lessons. Her story began in a small town in Ukraine, where music was more of a distant dream than a reality. When her family moved to the United States, they were starting over from scratch. Imagine being a young child in a new country, not knowing the language, not having friends, and feeling completely lost. That's exactly where Karolina found herself. But sometimes the most beautiful stories come from the hardest beginnings. Karolina's mother noticed something special about her daughter's love for music. Even when they had very little money, she somehow managed to get Karolina her first violin. It wasn't anything fancy, just a basic instrument that would change everything. What happened next is the kind of story that gives you goosebumps every time you hear it. Instead of taking traditional music lessons that the family couldn't afford, Karolina taught herself to play by watching videos online. Hour after hour, day after day, she would practice until her fingers hurt. Her neighbors probably thought she was crazy, practicing the same songs over and over again. But Karolina had something that you can't teach in any music school. She had determination that burned like fire inside her heart. The moment that changed everything happened on a sunny day in Santa Monica. Karolina's family decided to take a trip to the famous Santa Monica Pier. While they were walking around, Karolina saw street performers entertaining crowds and earning money for their talents. That's when she had an idea that would transform her life forever. She asked her mom if she could bring her violin and play for people on the street. Now, imagine being a parent in that situation. Your daughter wants to perform in front of strangers, and you're not sure she's ready or if people even stop to listen. But Karolina's mother saw the sparkle in her daughter's eyes and decided to take a chance. They packed up the violin, found a good spot on the Santa Monica promenade, and set up a small case for tips. What happened next was pure magic. As soon as Karolina started playing her first song, something incredible occurred. People walking by stopped in their tracks. Conversations paused. Children tugged at their parents' sleeves to listen to the beautiful music floating through the air. Within minutes, a small crowd had gathered around this young girl, who was pouring her heart out through her violin. But here's what made Karolina different from other street performers. She didn't just play music. She created an experience. When she played sad songs, you could see tears in people's eyes. When she played happy melodies, children started dancing. When she played movie themes, adults would smile as they remembered their favorite films. Karolina had a gift that went beyond technical skill. She could make people feel emotions through her music. The crowds kept getting bigger. People started taking videos and posting them online. Before long, Karolina's street performances were being shared across social media platforms. Her YouTube channel began growing rapidly as people searched for this amazing young violinist who played on the streets of Santa Monica. What started as a way to earn a little extra money for her family became the foundation of an incredible career. As her online presence grew, Karolina faced challenges that most teenagers never have to deal with. She was homeschooled so she could focus on her music career while still getting a good education. This meant she missed out on normal teenage experiences like going to school dances, hanging out with friends after class, or joining school clubs. Instead, her days were filled with practice sessions, video recordings, and performances. The pressure of internet fame at such a young age could have been overwhelming. Millions of people were watching her every move, commenting on her performances and having opinions about her life. Some comments were incredibly supportive and encouraging. Others were harsh and critical. Learning to handle both praise and criticism while still being a child required incredible mental strength. Throughout all of this, Karolina's family played a crucial role in keeping her grounded. Her parents made sure she stayed focused on her education and didn't let fame go to her head. They protected her from the negative aspects of internet celebrity while still allowing her to share her gift with the world. This balance was essential in helping Karolina develop into the well-rounded young woman she is today. As her skills improved and her fan base expanded, Karolina began exploring different types of music. She wasn't content to just play classical pieces or popular songs. She started experimenting with her own arrangements, adding her unique style to well-known melodies. Her covers of movie soundtracks became particularly popular, with each video showcasing her growing confidence and creativity. The turning point in Karolina's career came when she realized she wanted to do more than just play other people's music. She started writing her own songs and learning to sing. This wasn't an easy transition. Playing violin is one skill, but combining it with singing and songwriting requires a completely different level of talent and dedication. Many people doubted whether she could successfully make this change. But Karolina proved her doubters wrong. She spent months working on her voice, taking singing lessons and learning how to write meaningful lyrics. The first time she posted a video of herself singing while playing violin, her fans were amazed. Here was the girl they fell in love with for her violin skills, now showing them a completely new side of her artistic abilities. The growth in her musical abilities was matched by changes in her personal life. Karolina was no longer the shy little girl who nervously played on street corners. She had become a confident young woman with clear goals and ambitions. She knew exactly what she wanted to accomplish with her music and was willing to work incredibly hard to achieve those dreams. By 2024, Karolina had built an empire around her musical talents. She had millions of followers across various social media platforms. Her YouTube videos were getting millions of views, and she was being recognized as one of the most talented young musicians of her generation. But she wasn't satisfied with just being known as a street performer who made it big. She wanted to be taken seriously as a professional artist. This brings us to the biggest news of 2025, something that has completely shocked her fan base and changed everything about how we see Karolina's career. In July 2025, Karolina made an announcement that nobody was expecting. She revealed that she would be continuing her career under a new stage name, Karolina Rose. This wasn't just a simple name change. It represented a complete transformation in how she wanted to be perceived as an artist. The decision to rebrand herself as Karolina Rose wasn't made lightly. For years, she had been known simply as Karolina Protsenko, the violin girl from the streets of Santa Monica. But as she grew older and her musical style evolved, she felt that her original identity was limiting her artistic growth. She wanted people to see her as more than just a street performer who got famous on the internet. Choosing the name Karolina Rose was deeply personal. Rose represents beauty, growth, and the blooming of potential. Just like a rose starts as a small bud and grows into something beautiful, Karolina's career has followed a similar path. The name change symbolizes her transformation from a young street performer into a mature artist ready to take on the professional music industry. But the name change isn't the only major development in 2025. Karolina Rose announced that she would be releasing her debut single called Advice in August 2025. This is huge news because it marks her official entry into the professional music industry as a singer and songwriter, not just a violin player. The single represents years of hard work, growth, and artistic development. Creating her first professional single required Karolina to work with recording studios, professional producers, and music industry experts. This was a completely different experience from recording videos in her room or performing on the street. She had to learn about the technical aspects of music production, work with other musicians, and adapt to the professional standards of the recording industry. The lyrics of Advice are particularly meaningful because they reflect Karolina's own journey and the lessons she has learned along the way. After years of receiving advice from fans, critics, family members, and industry professionals, She decided to share her own wisdom with the world. The song is her way of giving back to the people who have supported her journey, while also establishing herself as an artist with something important to say. What makes this transition even more impressive is that Karolina is only 16 years old. Most teenagers are still figuring out what they want to do with their lives, but she has already built a successful career and is now reinventing herself as a professional recording artist. The maturity and vision required to make these kinds of strategic career decisions at such a young age is truly remarkable. The response from her fan base to these changes has been mixed, which is completely normal when any artist makes major changes to their brand and musical direction. Some fans are excited to see her growth and evolution as an artist. They appreciate that she's not content to stay in the same place forever and is willing to take risks to pursue her artistic vision. Other fans have expressed concern about whether she's moving too far away from what made them fall in love with her music in the first place. They worry that by changing her name and focus, she might lose the authentic, down-to-earth quality that made her street performances so special. These concerns are understandable because change can be scary, especially when it involves someone you've been following and supporting for years. However, what these fans might not realize is that artistic growth requires taking risks and making changes. If Karolina had continued doing exactly the same thing she was doing when she started, she would have eventually hit a ceiling in her career development. By pushing herself to try new things, work with professional musicians, and develop her songwriting skills, she's ensuring that her career will continue to grow and evolve. The business side of Karolina's career has also become much more sophisticated. She now works with professional managers, booking agents, and marketing experts who help her make strategic decisions about her career. This is a far cry from the early days when her family managed everything themselves and made decisions based on instinct rather than industry experience. Working with industry professionals has taught Karolina valuable lessons about the music business that she never would have learned performing on the street. She's discovered how record labels work, how streaming platforms distribute music, how concert bookings are arranged, and how marketing campaigns are developed. This knowledge is essential for any artist who wants to have a long-term, sustainable career in music. One of the most impressive aspects of Karolina's evolution is how she has maintained her authenticity while adapting to the professional music industry. Many young artists lose themselves when they start working with record labels and industry professionals. They get caught up in trying to be what other people want them to be rather than staying true to their own artistic vision. Karolina has managed to avoid this trap by staying connected to her roots and remembering what made her special in the first place. Even as she works in professional recording studios and collaborates with experienced musicians, she hasn't forgotten the lessons she learned performing on the streets of Santa Monica. She still understands the importance of connecting with her audience on an emotional level and creating music that speaks to people's hearts. Her social media presence has also evolved to reflect her new professional status. Instead of just posting casual videos of herself playing violin, she now shares behind-the-scenes content, from recording sessions, professional photo shoots, and meetings with industry professionals. This gives her fans a glimpse into the hard work and dedication required to succeed in professional music industry. The production quality of her content has increased dramatically as well. Her videos now feature professional lighting, high-quality audio recording, and sophisticated editing. While some fans miss the simple, unpolished videos from her early days, the improved production quality helps establish her credibility as a professional artist rather than just an internet personality. Looking ahead to the rest of 2025 and beyond, it's clear that Karolina Rose has big plans for her career. The release of Advice is just the beginning of what promises to be an exciting new chapter in her artistic journey. She has hinted at plans for additional singles, possibly an EP or full album, and even live concert performances. Performing live concerts will be a completely new challenge for Karolina. While she has extensive experience performing for crowds on the street, a formal concert setting requires different skills and preparation. She'll need to work with sound engineers, lighting technicians, and stage designers to create professional live performances that meet her fans' expectations. The transition from street performer to concert artist is significant because it represents the ultimate validation of her talents. Anyone can set up on a street corner and play music, But only truly talented artists can sell tickets to formal concerts and deliver professional live performances that justify the price of admission. Another exciting development is the possibility of collaborations with other established artists. As Karolina Rose gains recognition in the professional music industry, opportunities for collaborations with famous musicians, producers, and songwriters will likely increase. These collaborations could expose her to new audiences, while also allowing her to learn from experienced professionals. The impact of Karolina's success extends far beyond her own career. She has inspired countless young musicians around the world to pursue their dreams, even when they don't have access to traditional music education or expensive instruments. Her story proves that talent, dedication, and hard work can overcome almost any obstacle. Many young violinists have started their own YouTube channels and street performances after being inspired by Karolina's success. While not all of them will achieve the same level of fame, they are all benefiting from the confidence and motivation that comes from pursuing their musical passions. This ripple effect is perhaps one of the most meaningful aspects of Karolina's impact on the world. Her success has also changed how people think about street performance as a legitimate path to a professional music career. Before Karolina, street performing was often seen as something people did when they couldn't succeed through traditional channels. She has proven that street performance can be a powerful way to build an audience, develop performance skills, and launch a successful career. The business model that Karolina and her family developed has become a blueprint for other young artists trying to build careers through social media and online content creation. By combining street performances with YouTube videos, social media marketing, and direct fan engagement, they created a sustainable way to make money from music without relying on traditional record label contracts. This approach gave Karolina complete creative control over her music and career decisions during her formative years. Instead of being controlled by record label executives who might not understand her vision, she was able to develop her artistic identity on her own terms. This foundation of creative independence will serve her well as she navigates the professional music industry. The financial success of her career has also allowed Karolina's family to achieve the American dream that brought them to the United States in the first place. They have been able to provide Karolina with professional music education, high-quality instruments, and the resources she needs to continue developing her talents. This success story represents the kind of opportunity that America offers to immigrants who are willing to work hard and pursue their dreams. As we look at everything Karolina Rose has accomplished and where she's heading, it's important to remember that she's still only 16 years old. Most people her age are just starting to think seriously about their future careers, but she has already achieved more than most professional musicians accomplish in entire lifetimes. The fact that she's doing all of this while maintaining her education and personal development is truly extraordinary. The lessons from Karolina's journey are relevant for anyone trying to achieve success in any field. She has shown that talent alone isn't enough. Success requires consistent hard work, willingness to take risks, ability to adapt to changing circumstances, and the courage to reinvent yourself when necessary. These are valuable life lessons that extend far beyond the music industry. Her story also demonstrates the power of family support in achieving ambitious goals. Throughout her entire journey, Karolina's parents have been there to guide her, protect her, and help her make smart decisions. They sacrifice their own comfort and convenience to support her dreams, and their dedication has been essential to her success. The transformation from Karolina Protsenko to Karolina Rose represents more than just a name change or career pivot. It represents the natural evolution of a young artist who refuses to be limited by other people's expectations or her own past success. She's showing the world that growth requires change, and change requires courage. As she prepares to release advice and continue building her professional music career, Karolina Rose is positioning herself for even greater success in the years ahead. The skills she developed as a street performer, the audience she built through social media, and the artistic growth she has achieved through years of hard work have all prepared her for this next phase of her career. The most exciting part about Karolina's story is that we're still in the early chapters. At only 16 years old, she has decades ahead of her to continue growing, learning, and creating amazing music. If she has accomplished this much before even graduating high school, imagine what she'll achieve in her 20s, 30s, and beyond. For her fans who have been following her journey from the beginning, watch her transform into Karolina Rose is like watching a flower bloom in fast motion. Every stage of her development has been beautiful in its own way, but each new phase brings even more beauty and complexity to her artistic expression. The young girl who once nervously played violin on the streets of Santa Monica has grown into a confident, professional artist ready to take on the music industry. She has kept the best parts of her original identity while adding new dimensions that make her even more interesting and talented. This balance between honoring her roots and embracing growth is what makes her story so inspiring. So there you have it. Karolina Protsenko's 2025 update isn't just about a name change or a new single. It's about the culmination of years of hard work, growth, and artistic development. It's about a young woman who refused to be satisfied with her early success and decided to push herself to achieve even greater things. It's about the transformation of a street performer into a professional recording artist who's ready to conquer the music industry. The journey from Karolina Protsenko to Karolina Rose represents everything that's possible when talent meets opportunity, hard work meets smart decisions, and dreams meet the courage to pursue them relentlessly. Her story proves that with enough dedication and the right support system, anyone can transform their life and achieve things they never thought possible. If you've been inspired by Karolina's incredible journey and want to stay updated on her latest developments, make sure to like this video to show your support for her amazing transformation. Share it with anyone who needs to hear an inspiring story about following their dreams and never giving up. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss updates about Karolina Rose and other incredible young artists who are changing the world through their talents. Your support means everything to creators like us who are passionate about sharing these amazing stories with the world.